Hey guys, what's going on? This is Neadom Tucker, owner of Kotori Technologies. I've got over 20 years experience in the IT and security industry, and today we're going to talk about cybersecurity, what it is, and how much does it cost for your business. Cybersecurity is a kind of term that's been thrown out there a lot lately, and it means a lot of different things. And so, really, the premise of it is the practice of protecting an organization's digital data or even an individual's digital data from would-be criminals or hackers. That's really what we're trying to do. And there's an offensive side of cybersecurity and there's a defensive side of cybersecurity, and they're completely different. On the offensive side, you'll have things like penetration testing, vulnerability testing, a team or a red blue team that'll go in and physically try to get access to a facility. That's one form of cybersecurity, and there's a couple more things that fall into that. On the other side, on the defensive side, that's more of the monitoring, checking, making sure we've got the right antivirus software, firewall protocols, making sure that we're monitoring the audit logs of authorized users coming into the network. And so that's on the defensive side of cybersecurity. And so when we're taking a look at that from the cybersecurity world, basically you'll have an individual or software suite that monitors what are called syslogs and things like audit logs and net flow, just to really see the network traffic coming in to look for signatures or potential threats or unauthorized access to different systems. So in a nutshell, cybersecurity, again, is just the practice of preventing access to digital assets within your organization. No, that is not your IT guy's job. Your IT guy's job is not to do cybersecurity. Now, as a managed service provider, we actually do some form of cybersecurity, but it's not in our traditional managed service offering. And most people may ask why. And that is because, honestly, it should be a separate person. You should have a separate security officer in your organization, or a separate managed security practice, or a separate managed security service managing that. It can be from the same company. But again, what we're looking for is a separate individual that is not the IT guy. And the reason why that is that if you're an IT guy, you're going to set things up the way you set them up based on the knowledge that you know. You want a separate set of eyes that is trained to look at the security portions of your infrastructure to make sure those things are safe and secure. You don't want the same guy that set it up to be the guy who says, yes, it's secure, right? So you want that second set of eyes to take a look at that. This individual is trained and knows what to look for, knows what to monitor, knows how to set things up. These individuals are literally trained on the security side of the world, whereas your IT guy is really trained to set up and manage and implement these infrastructures that you have in your business, software applications, and set those up for you. They are not meant to be security experts, and most of them really understand the premise of antivirus and firewalls and some layer of network security, but they really don't know how to run the different types of testing or other things to really protect your network and infrastructure. Wow, that's a great question. Cybersecurity can cause, depending on what we're doing, between offensive or defensive type of cybersecurity, it really depends. Typically, offensive cybersecurity is a project type work where you'll have someone that comes in to do some sort of penetration testing or vulnerability testing. You may have somebody that wants to come in and do some social engineering testing in your environment to see if your employees fall for social engineering. You may have red team, blue team, where they'll come in and try to hack your facility to get into the building, to gain access to the server room, or to gain access to information. Those are typically done at a project-based kind of implementation. Those prices can range anywhere from $1,000 an IP address if we're doing penetration testing, all the way up to $3,000 or $4,000 a web application if we're doing that. Or depending on what we're doing on the red team, blue team, that could cost $20,000 to $30,000. So it's really kind of all over the board. For most small businesses or most compliance issues, you typically have to deal with the penetration or vulnerability testing, and so you typically deal with a couple $1,000s per project for something like that. When we take a look at the defensive side of things, monitoring and taking a look at syslogs and looking at audit logs to see who's got authentication access and things like that. potentially maybe setting up even a honeypot for hackers to kind of get to make sure that we're monitoring what they're trying to access to, and there's more information about that, of what honeypots are, but those typical things are typically set on a monthly kind of reoccurring monthly price. And for those, typically those are either charged by device, by network device, or by service offering. And if you look at the per device pricing, that can be anywhere between $75 up to $200 a device. Really kind of depends on what you're looking for. So that's really about it. Well, guys, we covered a lot of stuff today. We've covered what cybersecurity is, whether my IT guys should cover IT security or cybersecurity, and kind of what the costs are. A lot of information. I hope this helps you understand kind of what it is and how much it should cost for your business. Guys, I hope you had a great one. You guys stay well. Bye.